said he expects Estevão and Yamal to be stars of world football, just like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
And I think we've got probably now the first genuine Brazilian superstar to have chosen the Premier League.
Comparisons with Messi and Ronaldo. We can talk about it though. Do you think he can reach that level?
We can. Well, he was known right at the start of his career as a youth player. He was known as Messinho, Little Messi, saying, you know, this lad, he is different from anything I've ever seen.
It was lamine yamal who was outshone, with Chelsea's Brazilian teenager Estevão grabbing the headlines. It
was brilliant. It was a battle between these two 18-year-olds, the best two 18-year-olds in world football for the first time. Hopefully we'll be seeing plenty more meetings between Chelsea and Barcelona and these two talented.
En Brasil sí se hablaba de Estevão.
Sí,
Y
no,
en
yo
Sao
sé,
Paulo se hablaba
Richard,
mucho de Estevão.
pero no porque,
A ver,
en Brasil hablaban de
estoy de
Robinho,
acuerdo.
no antes de que se hablara en el resto del mundo.
Now, teenage sensation Estevão outshone Lamine Yamal as Chelsea beat Barcelona 3-0 in the Champions League.
E aí, pessoal, o que vocês acham? O Estevão, ele vai nos ajudar na Copa, né? Ele será um dos melhores aí do mundo, lá ganhando bola de ouro, sendo comparado a Messi. E aí, deixa aí suas opiniões.
Last night. Let's get more on this and speak live to South American football expert Tim Vickery. Tim, thank you so much for your time. It was billed as Estevão versus Yamal, but it was the Chelsea forward who stole the show. Has there been much talk in Brazil about his goal last night?
There most certainly has. Oh, you lucky people. You get to watch this every week. And we had it for a little more than a year. And you could see right from the start, right from his first game, that you're dealing with a very, very special talent. This is a talent which, especially since Carlo Ancelotti took over as Brazil coach, is of crucial importance to the national team. Estevão's first start for Brazil, he played a few times as a sub, but his first start was Ancelotti's first game as Brazil coach. And he's banged in 5 goals in the last few games, 5 goals between September and November. So he's a crucial part of Brazil's quest to win the World Cup next year. I reiterate the point. Don't take this for granted. You lucky people, you get to watch this every week. And I think we've got probably now the first genuine Brazilian superstar to have chosen the Premier League. Usually they want Real Madrid or Barcelona. Estevão has come to Chelsea. Please don't take this for granted.
Yeah, Tim. I mean, Enzo Maresca has played down the talk of comparisons with Messi and Ronaldo. We can talk about it, though. Do you think he can reach that level?
We can. Well, he was known right at the start of his career as a youth player. He was known as Messinho, Little Messi. When he got his break in the first team at Palmeiras, he scored a goal on debut.
E o Endrick não vingou, né, cara? Eu acho que é um jogador muito novo ainda. E eu acho que ele é um bom jogador também. Falta mais oportunidade, né? Porque ele também no Real Madrid ele não tinha chance, então difícil.
It's getting in at the far post, and you're thinking, you look at him and you think he's got no right to score that goal. And the opposition was a little team from Uruguay called Liverpool. And you're thinking back then, you know, it's not going to be long before he's doing it against a rather more famous Liverpool. And guess who his first goal in the Premier League was scored against? You got it, Liverpool. I well remember his coach at Palmeiras, Abel Ferreira, saying, now remember, Abel's Portuguese, had a good playing career. He's coached in Portugal, in Greece. He's coach of Endrick, who was at Real Madrid. And I remember Abel in a post-match press conference, pleading in vain, of course, with Palmeiras not to sell him, but saying, you know, this lad, he is different from anything I've ever seen. So, yes, I think comparisons with the top draw are, all right, they put a burden of pressure on him, but he does seem to respond extremely well to pressure.
Just how highly regarded is Estevão in Brazil?
Well, I think he's generally regarded as the best, the brightest, the most talented player to come out of Brazil since Neymar, with 1 or 2 advantages. He seems more stable than Neymar, and there's certainly so far there's much less baggage around him, and so I think the sky's the limit. You know, I remember one of his early games for Chelsea. He tried something in his own half, gave the ball away. Chelsea conceded a goal. Did it bother him? Not a bit. Very soon, up the other end, he's set up his first assist for Chelsea, and it's not just the extraordinary talent. Now, these goals are being scored off his wrong foot. He's left-footed. You know, the goal that he scored yesterday, it's like the one he scored against Chelsea in the Club World Cup from an impossible angle on his wrong foot. So it seems that there's no limit to what he can do, providing he can stay injury-free.
Well, this season, his manager Enzo Maresca spoke to the media after the game. He said he's keen not to put too much pressure on the young Brazilian.
Estevão needs relax. He needs to enjoy. He needs to session. He needs to play football. Him, Lamine, they are so young with 18 that if you start to talk about Messi, Ronaldo, I think it's too much pressure for young boy like them. 18, they need to enjoy. They need to arrive at the training ground, happy session. But when you start to compare them with Messi or with Ronaldo, I think it's too much for them.
You can't do that just yet.
No,
You've got to earn that. But, you know, beforehand, everyone was talking about another youngster playing for Barcelona, lamine yamal. But we were all talking after the game about Estevão, who just looks such a joy to watch, doesn't he?
Listen, even if you forget about his goals, Andy, you know, he scored 5 goals in 17 appearances this season, all comps. But just watching a player wanting to take people on. I mean, how many times over the last few years have we watched wingers that come back, don't want to name names, someone like Jadon Sancho gets it, passes it back, doesn't take players on anymore. I love watching wingers that feel.
Também o Estevão teve a oportunidade, né, de jogar jogo grande, né, contra o Barcelona. Também ele já vinha bem, né? Mas o Chelsea deu muita chance para ele.
Give him the ball, I'm going to take a player on. Yesterday's goal, onto his right foot, strength to hold off the left back Balde, and then bang, weaker foot into the top corner. Just fearless, enjoying his football, moved to a different country at 17, 18 now. That's the sort of player that you want at your football club. Fearless, and people might say, oh, that's what you should do, take players on. But it's bravery.
Yeah, certainly at that age as well.
Yeah, because you've got older players that might be asking for the ball. But no, I'm going to take players on. I'm going to make things happen. Superstar.
Blew away Barcelona 3-0 on a memorable night at Stamford Bridge. It was billed as the battle of the two teenage wonder kids, and for once it was lamine yamal who was outshone, with Chelsea's Brazilian teenager Estevão grabbing the headlines. A Jules Koundé own goal put Chelsea ahead. Ronald Araujo was sent off. The hosts took control after the break. Estevão scored a superb solo effort before Liam Delap added a third.
Majorly impressed. We said there about a start of a big week, and it's just played into Chelsea's hands tonight. It finished off with Ole football, cheers from the crowd, even just giving players like Neto, Reece James, Estevão, you know, time to recover before the big weekend. And they've been to a man from start to finish. Honestly, Jules, they was absolutely sensational. And loving the fans there, especially at the bridge. And he's just one of them players, as soon as he gets the ball, you just feel like something's going to happen. He's just a bright spark. He's got that goal that can unlock defences. He's getting to grips with the Premier League and the physicality and the working hard as well. So the moment, the way the Project Estevão is in full flow.
And goodness me, I mean, he completely shone brightest last night, didn't he? And in the battle of the Wonder Kids, James, just how impressive was he?
He was brilliant. It was a battle between these two 18-year-olds, the best two 18-year-olds in world football for the first time. Hopefully, we'll be seeing plenty more meetings between Chelsea and Barcelona and these two talented teenagers. But it was the Brazilian nickname Messinho back in Brazil because of his performances for Palmeiras. It's Messinho, little Messi. And last night he sold the show, didn't he? Because he was absolutely brilliant. And he's been a real revelation for Chelsea since joining. He turned 18 in the summer. He actually played for Palmeiras in the Club World Cup.
Agora, o jeito do Estevão jogar lembra muito o Neymar, né? O jeito de pegar a bola e ir pra cima dos zagueiros, né? É bem parecido.
Before joining Chelsea this summer, 5 goals already for him. And he made a bit more history yesterday evening as well, a special evening at Stamford Bridge. But he joins an elite club now. He becomes the 3rd teenager to score in his first 3 starts in the Champions League. And he joins quite an elite club because when you look at the other 2 teenagers to have done that, Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. So the future certainly looks bright for Chelsea and for Estevão, the wonder kid.
Yeah, absolutely does. And look, after the game, Maresca said he expects Estevão and Yamal to be stars of world football, just like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Look, these are huge shoes to fill. He was already in great company with those other big names as a young player. But look, is the comparison of this justified?
Well, I think the comparison of Estevão and Yamal is probably not justified at this stage because of what Yamal has done in his career so far. Stole the show at the age of 16, winning the Euros last summer at the age of 17, and he's far more established when it comes to playing club football and playing European football. Estevão just played 11 games for Chelsea now, but Maresca looked to build up the rivalry, it seemed, last night when he spoke to beIN Sports, and he says probably in the next 10-15 years, Estevão and lamine Yamal are probably going to be the next Messi and Ronaldo.
En el marcador, y uno de ellos fue de Estevão. El golazo del partido, por cierto, Maresca habló de su jugador brasileño y le tiró un dardito a lamine Yamal. Dijo, como dijo Rafinha, Estevão y lamine Yamal serán los próximos Messi y Ronaldo. Estevão es un jugador especial, es un tipo de la vieja escuela, no usa redes sociales y se centra solo en el fútbol. Es un chico sencillo de 18 años con un gran futuro para el club. Mira, esto no fue conmigo y me dolió. Rodrigo, dime si no sé, que estoy entendiendo mal, pero a mí me parece un dardo para lamine Yamal.
Para lamine Yamal o para cualquiera que utilicemos redes sociales. Es que a mí cuando los entrenadores me dicen, no, es que este jugador no utiliza redes sociales, como diciendo, bueno, ¿y qué más da? A ver, ¿qué más da? Que es que el resto que utilizamos redes sociales estamos por debajo del nivel intelectual de los que no lo utilizan, pero bueno, da igual, no quiero liarme con esto.
Estevão fue traído desde el Palmeiras por una cifra que superó los 50 millones de libras. Chelsea incorporó un jugador prometedor. Toño, ¿tú crees que realmente Estevão pueda ser el próximo Cristiano, como algunos creen que lamine será el próximo Messi? ¿Y qué te parece esta comparación o estas declaraciones
no
de
lo
Maresca?
hagan porque además por muy bien que le vaya a lamine Yamal y a Estevão o a cualquier jugador que los pongas a la par de estos dos, si no consiguen lo que lograron estos dos, siempre quedarán por debajo de las expectativas, ¿no? O sea, de pronto Estevão gana un Balón de Oro, lamine Yamal gana uno, y entonces en lugar de celebrar que ganaron uno, nos vamos a quedar con esa espina de, es que pensamos que iban a ganar 4 o 5, ¿no? Y eso es muy injusto. O sea, ponerle, por muchas condiciones que tenga un futbolista, la etiqueta del próximo tal, bueno, no el próximo tal, el próximo Ronaldo o el próximo Messi es absolutamente injusto para el jugador al cual decidan entregarle, entre comillas, o mejor, tirarle encima, ¿no? Esta carga. Entonces, me parece que, además, hasta un tanto falta de creatividad, ¿no? Para quien termina tirando justamente este tipo de dardos, ¿no? Estevão es un gran futbolista que está empezando, ¿no? Que ha arrancado bien su etapa en el Chelsea. Recordemos, tuvo que cumplir 18 para poder llegar al Chelsea. De hecho, enfrentó al Chelsea con Palmeiras justamente en el Mundial de Clubes ya estando vendido. Es un muy buen futbolista, pero Chelsea también, si algo se ha encargado de hacer es de comprar extremos, ¿no? Si hay un equipo al que le sobran extremos es justamente al Chelsea, esperando que finalmente pueda llegar a cumplir, ¿no? Con las expectativas, que se pueda llegar a consolidar, pero de ahí a ponerlo a la par, porque además es injusto, ¿no? Porque la gente en general no hablaba de Estevão en Palmeiras y entonces en cuestión de 3 meses pasamos de no mencionarlo, de ser una promesa, a ahora ya ponerlo en la conversación con 2 de los más grandes de todos los tiempos. Me parece que no va.
Pero no hablábamos aquí, Toño, porque en Brasil sí se hablaba de Estevão.
Sí,
Y
no,
en
yo
Sao
sé,
Paulo se hablaba
Richard,
mucho de Estevão.
pero no porque, a ver, en Brasil hablaban de
Estoy de
Robinho,
acuerdo.
no antes de que se hablara en el resto del mundo, y Robinho era el siguiente
Correcto.
Pelé en algún momento.
Y estoy de
¿no?
acuerdo,
O sea,
que no es para el Balón de Oro. Estoy de acuerdo en eso. A ver, vivimos en unos tiempos que hay una prisa tremenda por descubrir el próximo Messi, el próximo Cristiano,
ni
y darle
retirado.
Balón de Oro. A lamine
¿Que lo
Yamal se le
encontraste
daba
en las
Balón
redes,
de Oro
Rodri?
de inmediato. Sí, ya nos están contando ayer, Rodrigo, que Estevão tiene redes sociales. A ver, nos hemos enloquecido tanto que sale un chico de 18 años que le empieza a romper y ya hay que etiquetarlo como el Balón de Oro, como el próximo Messi, el próximo Cristiano Ronaldo.
Permisito, 4.3 millones de seguidores.
Pessoal, eu particularmente tô torcendo muito pro Estevão jogar muito, né? Jogar muito, ir pra seleção e nos ajudar aí nessa próxima Copa. Tanto ele como o Endrick também, né? E Vinícius Júnior. que não está bem nesses últimos dias aí, nesses últimos meses. Mas vamos torcer para que o Brasil faça uma boa Copa, né? E quem sabe ser campeão, né? Apesar de que a gente tá mal pra caramba em seleções. É complicado. Vamos ver o que é que acontece. Deixa aí suas opiniões e até a próxima.